Well, good day. So, it's New Year's Eve, so we might as well talk about a New Year's cartoon. And for this one, we will be featuring Popeye and all those crazy spinach-filled shenanigans. So, alright, let's go. Alright. So, we start off with two best friends, Popeye and Bluto. That doesn't really sound accurate. Nonetheless, they're both dressed up to the nines and they're taking a talking horse ride to Olive Oil's house. You see, the two gents are going to be taking Olive Oil to a swanky New Year's Eve party. And the math on that doesn't seem to add up either. But this means that Olive Oil's grandma is going to be hanging out at the house alone on New Year's Eve. Sitting in front of a warm fire on a rocking chair just knitting, Maybe that's what she wants to do, right? But it doesn't sit right with Popeye. He's all like, like you shouldn't be hanging out by yourself. You should be coming to the party with us. It's New Year's Eve, for crying out loud. And so, like a true gentleman, he decides to be Grandma's date to this swanky New Year's Eve party. And off they all go to the Happy Hour Club, which is actually a pretty awesome name for a bar. Well, dance club, bar, place? Yes. So after watching Popeye tickle Grandma for a while, Bluto gets a little bored and he takes Olive Oil out on the dance floor, to kind of put some moves on her. So Popeye and Grandma, keeping up with the Joneses, they both hit the dance floor as well. But Grandma, she's trying her best, but she just can't bust the move like she used to, right? But Popeye doesn't care, man. He's having fun. It's just dancing. It's not like it's a contest or anything, right? Suddenly, the bandmaster declares to the crowd that there will be a dance contest to bring in the new year, and the prize will be this fantastic trophy. And man, the place is really jumping now, right? Everyone's got some pretty fancy footwork on the floor, right? Well, except for Popeye and Grandma, right? As a dance duo, they're not doing so great. Popeye figures, he's got to put some pep in their step there, eh? And he gets some performance enhancers, aka spinach. Both Popeye and Grandma inhale some of this green stuff and boom! They're dancing like a bunch of crazy people who know how to dance, right? They're totally stealing the show. They're burning up the dance floor. So great are they that everybody else stops dancing so they can watch these two kind of do their dance moving kind of stuff. And even Bluto can't believe it, man. He was making fun of Grandma's dancing just a mere moment ago. But no longer, for he is amazed. These two got moves for days, man. And well, I guess because everybody else stopped dancing, by default, Papa and Grandma are declared the dance champions. Hooray! New Year's is saved? Well, I don't really know about that, but I guess all I know is Happy New Year. And with that is the end of this fantastic tale. Yeah, that was actually a pretty decent episode. I did like it. It just kind of threw me for a bit of a loop, right? Popeye and Bluto are best friends in this one? That doesn't really jive with basically every other Popeye cartoon that exists, right? These guys are always beating the crap out of each other. You might think, well, geez, it's the holiday season, it's a New Year's party, you don't fight around this time of year, right? Nope. Even in previous Popeye cartoons, at Christmas time, specifically one, let's say, Seasons Greetings, that took place at Christmas, and Popeye and Bluto were, going fisticuffs the whole time. So for them to be best chums, man, it does seem odd. Especially when you consider the reason that they're fighting is because of Olive Oil. They're both trying to retain all of her attention upon themselves and to keep the other one from getting any attention from her. But now they're all going to a New Year's Eve party as if they're all best friends, So it don't add up. But Popeye is a true gentleman, so Olive Oil's grandma being his date, all of his attention is on his date, which is, pretty awesome to see. But at the same time, all of Olive Oil's attention will be on Bluto. And that could be the turning point in their relationship, when olive oil falls for Bluto. So the cartoon don't make sense to me, man. But, you know, with all of that, like, at the same time, like, it is really nice to see them all get along, you know? It's just a charming little wonderful cartoon about a bunch of buds going to dance their asses off at a New Year's Eve party, so yeah, it's pretty good. Speaking of dancing their asses off, I sure hope Olive Oil's grandma eats a whole lot of spinach from this point forward, man. She goes from barely walking with a bad hip to, like, dancing the night away. They should be handing out spinach at every nursing home, you know? Like, geez. One thing I really do like about this cartoon is the voice acting, man. Especially Olive Oil, man. When she goes ballistic and yells, man, it's just hilarious. You can tell how much fun the actors are having with these cartoons, you know? And there are a lot of parts in this cartoon where, like, the characters aren't really supposed to be talking, right? Like, their mouths aren't moving or anything like that. But the actors overdub a whole bunch of lines on those parts, and it's just silly and, like, crazy, man. But, like, really awesome. But indeed, man, if you haven't seen this cartoon, you know, it is pretty old, so you probably didn't. But if you haven't, you know, definitely check it out. But with that, let's go see what else we can find here about, you know, Popeye in this cartoon and other stuff here.
So yes, indeed, Popeye, Bluto, and Olive Oil, and Olive Oil's grandma. Which, you know, like I say, pretty good cartoon for what it was, right? Apart from the charm and the dancing and stuff like that, there's a couple of small details kind of woven into this presentation. So at the very beginning, when Popeye and Bluto are taking that sleigh ride, you know, to Olive Oil's house, they're singing a song, New Year's comes but once a year. And if you've actually watched it and you're thinking about that song, wow, that sounds kind of familiar, well, chances are you have heard it before. The original version of that song is Christmas Comes But Once a Year, which is also the name for a 1936 animated short feature featuring Professor Grampy from Betty Boop fame. So both Christmas Comes But Once a Year and this featured special, Let's Celebrake, were both done by Fleischer Studios, you know, so they already had the rights to the Christmas song. Just a quick little tweak to the song and boom, you never hear it again. Speaking of New Year's, the party that everyone is attending here is actually New Year's 1938 party. Which is kind of interesting in a way, especially with them going to a big kind of dance, kind of jamboree, fancy schmancy kind of party. Because yeah, the late 1930s, you know, this is kind of becoming the end of the Great Depression era. And people started going to these big dance parties, you know, featuring, you know, the big bands, you know, like once again, right? And if you're a Popeye fan, you've seen some other Popeye characters in this special here. The most obvious one, of course, would be the band leader, right? Which is none other than Wimpy. Not in his usual attire, but in a Santa Claus outfit, which technically is a little late, you know, for a New Year's party. But you know Wimpy, right? I'll gladly pay you Tuesday for a hamburger today. That guy? Yeah, man. He somehow made it in. Another character who made a cameo is a much less known character, but it would be Oscar. He is Popeye's friend, you know, who has the buck teeth, and he was the waiter who had the spinach for Popeye. Kinda like he knew what Popeye needed. A friend indeed. But that's pretty much what I got for this short little kind of cartoon. Not a whole lot there, but some pretty good stuff. And but yeah, man, with this, that, those, and the other things, I wish you a happy new year. And I guess that's that. Also, if you guys are interested, I created my own superhero show, and I have the first episode out already. The Adventures of the Density. So if you guys would like to check it out, I'll have a link above here and a link at the end of the video for you to peruse there. Yeah, right on, and there you go. So thanks for watching the video. I hope you liked it as much as I did making it. Also, feel free to check out the source material that I featured in this video. And if you want to leave a comment on anything you may have liked or things I might have missed in this, you know, feel free to do so. Or anything else, you know, just to say hi. That's cool too. And other than that, you know, have a great day. Thanks.